All right, we are live on YouTube. Welcome to a very special episode of Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Late Night with Coach Eli edition, live here on Coach Eli 2 Authentic Live Streams. I decided to do this stream late night tonight to update you folks regarding some things that happened earlier that you may have witnessed on my Walking with Purpose stream that was, cut short all of a sudden earlier, today in the afternoon. Actually, yesterday. It is after midnight. It is actually late night, 12:54 a.m. Pacific time. It is 3:54 a.m. Eastern time. I don't expect a whole lot of people to be on right now, but I wanted to do this because I wanted to have this, replay ready for people that, are going to, see it in the morning and wondering, what happened earlier. But before we get to all of that, let me first of all make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out. And it absolutely has. Let me also check out the back end of YouTube and make sure that it is rolling smoothly. And it absolutely is. I'm also going to do a sound check real quick here. Walking with Purpose stream that was, cut short all of a sudden earlier, today in the afternoon. All right. We are rolling smoothly. So let me just go ahead and get right to it. And if anybody has any questions or comments in the chat, I'll get to them as the show goes on. I'm probably only going to be on 20 to 30 minutes. If we get, a bunch of people in here all of a sudden out of the blue, I'll max it out at about 45 minutes. Did I say 20 to 30 seconds or 20 to 30 minutes? I hope I said it right. It's been one of those days. I'll explain in just a second here. 45 minutes max, though, if we get some good engagement. If not, 20 to 30 minutes is all it's going to take for me to get this out. This is actually a continuation of my earlier Walking with Purpose live stream where, I was in the middle of doing day 14 of the 30-day life-changing positivity challenge. This is subtitled Day 14 Continued plus Never Lose Faith. One more time. Day 14 Continued of the 30-day positivity challenge plus Never Lose Faith. I'll tell you folks, having faith to me is everything. Okay. I know it's very difficult to trust people in this world nowadays. People are just doing so many different things that, you could have never imagined they would do in the past. I mean, we have social media and the internet and electronics nowadays where, we can pretty much do whatever the hell we want. So it's very difficult to trust people, and I understand that. I do my best to give people the benefit of the doubt until they give me a reason to no longer give them that benefit. And to me, I call that having faith. I have faith in people. And when you have faith in people, despite, your interactions with them or how they treat you, when you have faith in people, faith in humanity, that's going to give you the absolute best positive attitude or outlook, which is what I'm trying to say. And that's what I want to talk about here today, because earlier today, I was on, let me just share the story of what happened earlier. Earlier today, I was on my Walking with Purpose stream, which was, what time did I have it scheduled? I think it was 2:30 Pacific, which is 5:30 Eastern. And started a few minutes late, probably closer to 2:45 Pacific. I'm just going to go by Pacific time zone because that's where I live. And I got on the trail, and apparently my lady had sent me a message at the top of the chat that I didn't get. And as I got onto the trail, and I was about almost a half a mile into the trail and the walk, my lady messaged me in the chat and said, I need to talk to you. It's urgent, or something to that extent. And I've always told her, if it's something that's urgent, regarding, your life, your health, anything like that, please, if the only way you can reach me is by getting in the chat and getting my attention, let me know, and I will kill the stream and I will call you immediately. So what I did while I was out on the trail, I didn't shut down the stream. When you're on mobile, you can shut down the app, and as long as you come back within like 20 to 30 minutes or so, and then hit resume, the stream will just show offline, and you can resume. Now, if you wait too long, like typically if you wait longer than 20 or 30 minutes, YouTube will automatically shut the mobile stream down, and then if you want to stream again, you have to start a new one. It's a little different when you're in the studio. You have a lot longer of a time. You have to more so manually shut it down. But on mobile, it's different. So I ended up calling my lady, and she told me, I don't want to worry you, but I need to tell you what happened. I know I've kind of kept some of these things from you in the past because I didn't want to scare you or anything like that. But I know that you've made it really clear to me that, you want to know what's going on, and I want to communicate that with you. And she goes, I had another fall. I'm like, oh my God. I was out there on the trail, and the moment that she told me that, I made a 180 and I started heading back. And, I was talking with my lady, and I was trying to figure out what's going on. And, basically she told me that she thinks she had a seizure. Now, I've been with my lady, 15 months now, and this has happened 3 other times since we've been together. And, I've been trying to get her the help, and she's been trying to get the help, from the right doctor to, figure out what's going on so we can treat it with medication, or figure out what's going on so, this doesn't happen again. Because, when you have like a seizure or you freeze up, wherever you're at, you're going to lose control of your body, and you're going to fall down, and you can hit your head, you can hit your shoulder, you can get really hurt, right? And I told her, I said, what's been going on, because, and this is nothing that we haven't gone public on. And I really hope people take this seriously, because this is a serious thing. If people want to attack this, and talk smack about my lady, that's on you. But I would hope you be more mature, because this is very serious, right? Most of you that have been following us for a while know that my lady has struggled a little bit with alcohol, and she enjoys drinking beer, and every now and then, she would have some hard stuff, and that would kind of make the matter not so good. I'm just trying to say it as respectfully as possible. But my lady over the last several months has been making an extra effort to completely quit drinking, even the social beer she's been having. Now, she has not, been belligerent or anything for quite some time. And typically she wouldn't even get to that level. A few times she's hung out with friends and they were a bad influence, and, she had a little more than she wanted to. But she stopped hanging out with those people because she doesn't want that to happen again. So I respect that. But, I had asked her, I said, when was the last time you had a drink? And she goes, babe, I got home yesterday after running some errands at 5 o'clock, and I ran out of beer, and I just didn't feel like going out and getting more beer. I'm like, wow, okay. And so you haven't had any alcohol or any beer at all day. And she said, yeah. And this incident happened right around, I think it was about 2 o'clock or so. So, she had not had anything. Huh. What's going on here? I'm looking at my security system, and I think, it rebooted. Oh, it must automatically reboot like once a week. Wow. Whenever I do my streams, I have the screen for my security system here at my place, so I can see the outside and the door and other cameras and stuff. And I'm looking at it, and it had the logo, and it looked like it was rebooting. Maybe it automatically reboots every so often. No, that's cool. That's cool. That way it won't freeze up when, if something happens, we'll catch it on recording. So, she hadn't had anything to drink in like 21 hours. And so I was trying to figure out, okay, so she had no alcohol in her system. She had told me she had eaten. And, everything seemed, normal. She drove out to run some errands, and she had parked her car. She got out of her car, and then to get into her place, because she rents the in-law unit from her landlord. Her landlord owns a home, and on the same property there's a nice little in-law unit, like I think it's like 800 or 900 square feet, and basically she has to walk through the front yard, which is like a white picket fence, and then she walks down the side of the house to get to her in-law unit. Okay. And apparently, she had she started to have a seizure right as she was walking into the front gate of her place, because her landlord, who had just gotten home, heard her start to scream and cry after she had fallen, and she had fallen right by the gate, and there's some grass there. There's cement, but there's grass off to the side. I asked my lady, okay, like, are you in pain anywhere or this and that? Are you bleeding or are you cut? She goes, no, I'm not. I wasn't bleeding or anything like that. Now, the landlord ended up calling 911. 911 came. They took her vitals. Her vitals were fine. Whenever this has happened, her vitals have been fine. Like her vitals are perfectly normal. And so it's been the biggest mystery to try to figure out what is really causing her to freeze up, or why are these seizures, if they even are seizures, why are they happening? Like even the paramedics, and the firefighters and police that, are trained to assess these situations, they've never been able to figure it out. She's never ever done any hard drugs or anything. Like my lady was telling me, they were asking her when she became conscious, they were asking her, does she do any drugs or anything like that? And she said no. The only thing she does for medicinal purposes is, marijuana, 420, which is obviously perfectly legal, and it's actually very natural. So, that is that. Tam, I hope respectfully is okay. Yeah. You can call her D. You can call her Ariel. No worries. But yeah, RMP, whatever you want to call her. At some point, we're going to bring her out publicly this year. But how are you doing, Tam Tam? Welcome to the show. How's it going? Really appreciate you being here. So the the paramedics wanted her to go to the hospital and get checked out because, what if she hit her head and she has a concussion, right? And it's a very, very serious thing. But she was feeling fine after that, and she basically refused to go. If it was my decision, I would always go to the hospital in that situation and get checked out. But my lady's been through this many times, and she used to be a nurse, and she has a lot of common sense, and she knows when she's fine and when she's not. And as much as I would have rather had her go to the hospital, I trust her. Yeah, Ariel Sharp. She's been D-Love, respectfully, maturely, and professionally. Tam, sorry, I'm cooking spaghetti bowl as I'm listening. No problem, Tam, no problem. Appreciate you being here. So, I was talking with her, on the way back, from the trail to my place. And she was saying I was going to pick her up tomorrow and she was going to spend the week here, but she wanted to see if I could come pick her up a day early. I said, absolutely. I mean, baby, this is serious. And, I want you to, I want you to be here. I want to be able to make sure you're okay. Right. Now, I told her, I said, how you feeling? Are you feeling better? Are you feeling back to normal? She goes, yes, I'm feeling a lot better now. And I let her go when I pulled into my place, and then I went in. I have my mobile equipment. It's quite a lot of equipment, so I have to unpack it. I had to unpack it and put it away and store it, nice and neatly, for the next time I need to do a mobile stream. And then I just sent her a text. I told her, before I let her go, I said, I'm going to leave about 7 o'clock or 7:15, because if I leave now, I'm going to be stuck in traffic, and I'm going to get there the same time as leaving at 7 o'clock. Once 7 o'clock comes, once 7 o'clock comes, it's not as busy, traffic pretty much, dies down. So I tried to text her about 30 minutes later, and she wasn't getting back to me. I tried calling her. She didn't pick up. And I'm like, either something is wrong or she's talking with her mother. And then after I tried to call her, she texted me back and said, I'm on the phone with my mother. And at that point I was like, okay, I need to man the fuck up, and that's the kind of guy I am. I need to man up and get on this call. And get on a 3-way call with her and her mother. So, I texted her back and I said, I'm going to call you, patch me in 3-way. So I called her up. She picked up. She patched me in 3-way, and my lady, her mother, and we were talking on the phone for about 20 minutes, and we're trying to figure it out, because I was wondering, is it alcohol withdrawal syndrome? Because my lady enjoys her beer, and there are a lot of people that enjoy beer, that drink beer daily, right? And that doesn't necessarily mean they're an alcoholic. People like beer, just like I like to drink coffee every day. I can't really function without coffee. I mean, maybe I'm addicted to coffee, or I wouldn't even say I'm addicted to coffee. I think my body is coffee dependent, right? I think there's a difference in, this is just my opinion. Again, my opinion, not a fact. May be a fact, but it's my opinion. I feel that there's a difference between an alcoholic and your body being alcohol dependent. Okay. I think there's a big difference there. And I think her body has become alcohol dependent, meaning that if she goes too long without a drink, her body's going to function differently. And that's what could possibly be causing her to pass out at times. Another thing that we're thinking it could be the fact that she's in menopause and she's been having regular hot flashes. And that could be, affecting her. Maybe it's a combination of both. But, the thing is, every time this has happened, the paramedics, they take her vitals and she's fine. Her vitals are fine. Give me just a second here, please. Well, once again, someone's not keeping their promise. It's okay, ma'am. You got my blessing. It's like, it's not going to trigger me. It's not going to make me upset. And this is a very serious story. And, it's like, I don't know how much nicer I can be. It's like, you want to have faith in people. And I want to have faith that, you meant what you said, but it's all good. I don't care. It's not a big deal. 3 people and 3 people. Unreal. Not surprised one bit. Anyway. I guess my life story is that interesting. It's so interesting that people, need to continue rebroadcasting me after they make a promise they're not going to do it. And again, I'm not offended by it. I'm just saying, like, you didn't keep your promise. Keep doing it. I've given you my blessing. But don't make promises you can't keep. That's all I'm saying. But carry on. It's all right. Carry on. So, my lady and I, we've been trying to figure it out. I ended up leaving at about 7. Actually, I left closer to 7:30 because I was cleaning up my place and I did some laundry and, I wanted to, change the bed sheets and get the bed ready and do some vacuuming, take out the trash. Where I live, trash day is trash pickup day is Tuesday. So, wanted to take out the trash and just, have everything prepared. So I left about 7:30 Pacific and I ended up, hitting the road, no traffic. I got to her place, shortly after 8:30 or so. She's a little over an hour away from where I'm at. And we spent some time with her dogs, and it was really nice to see them. And she was looking good. She was really happy to see me, and she was looking good and feeling good. We got into the car, and we both didn't have anything to eat, so we decided to stop at McDonald's. We typically don't get McDonald's, but, it was getting later on at night. And we stopped by McDonald's and got some food for the road, stopped through the drive-thru, and then headed on back. On the way back, it was about 45 degrees on average on the way back. Most cars nowadays, including my car, on the dash, it shows you a digital display of the outside temperature. It was around 45 degrees. So, while that may not be chilly for some of you folks back east that have sub-zero weather, that's pretty chilly for us, spoiled California folks that always have great weather in the 60s and 70s, right? Or 80s, right? And so we had the windows rolled up, and I had, the heat on, and, she started to get really hot. And I wasn't hot. I was content. And I get hot really easily. But she was getting really hot, so we rolled the window down, and I'm like, "Oh, baby, you're probably having a hot flash." And she's like, "Yeah, I'm just not feeling that great right now." And so, rolled down her window. She, put her head by the window for, about 30, 40 seconds or so, and she cooled off. And then it was just, smooth sailing the rest of the way. She was fine. And we got back to my place, and we brought everything in. She's been, another thing that I was telling her, she's been working hard to gather up her stuff for our move. And she's been slowly, moving, moving her stuff from her place to my place. Every time I go and pick her up, we bring a little bit more. So that way, when the moving date comes in a few weeks or so, we can just do one final trip. We can, get someone with a truck to help us out, or rent a U-Haul or something like that, and do the last part in one trip. And she packed up a lot of stuff, and she's been working very, very hard. And I said, "You know what, baby? I think another thing that may have caused this is exhaustion or overextending yourself." I'm like, you've been doing a lot of work every day getting everything prepped. She goes, "Yeah, I've been working hard. I just want to get it done." I said, "Baby, look, don't overextend yourself. Don't exhaust yourself, because, you've got some medical things that we need to take care of. And, I want to keep you as healthy as possible and prevent any accidents from happening. So we, and don't overextend yourself don't ever overextend yourself, but don't, even push yourself as hard as you did, at least until we get to see your new doctor, and get you, what do you call it, diagnosed properly by somebody, more qualified than the current doctor you have." So yeah, I'm thinking she probably overextended herself. I mean, she's been working really hard, and she's been doing a lot. She's been helping me with the channel here, with the business. She's been communicating with people behind the scenes and being there for them. She's also been working hard for this move. I mean, she's a phenomenal woman, and she's very strong. But, she's got sinus issues. She's had the issue with alcohol, and she's trying to completely quit, drinking. So she's got that she's dealing with. And, there's a lot going on, so that's what happened. Everything is all good. She's in my bed right now, and she's resting. And, I told her I really feel the need to do this stream tonight because there are a lot of people that want to know what's going on, and they want to make sure that you're okay and I'm okay and everything is good. And I'm here to say that everything is good. Now, let me share a few other things here before we go off the air tonight. The topic of this part 2 of day 14 of the 30-day positivity challenge, and day 15 will happen tomorrow, probably by way of a walk. I forgot to mention, tomorrow at some point in the probably the late morning, I'm gonna take my lady in to either urgent care or the emergency in my area, and we're just gonna have her assessed, and we're gonna, ask the doctor there. Is there something we can do in the meantime? Is there something you can prescribe, or something we can get over the counter that would help prevent this? We're really trying to figure out what's going on, and her current doctor is just not a good doctor. Not a good doctor. And we're still trying to get her transferred to the new doctor that's going to be here in my area. Her new doctor that's more of a specialist in what she needs help with, and is also a primary care physician, is local to my area. But we can't get her there until her current doctor sends over all the medical records. And they're just still lagging with that. So I may have to go down with my lady and just say, hey, look, please, can you get the medical records there? Because, we need to take care of this. If you're not going to do it, then, we may have to go to the medical board or something. I mean, it's just ridiculous, right? It's just ridiculous. So, yeah, we're going to do that tomorrow. We're going to make sure that, she didn't hit her head. She's not feeling any pain. There aren't any lumps. I don't think there's any concussion or anything, and she's very coherent, and it's all good. I got to tell you that this woman is the strongest woman I have ever met in my life. This woman takes a licking and keeps on ticking. And when I say that, it's basically, because of her seizures. And she, when you have a seizure, you freeze up and then you just fall where you're at. And I mean, she's had some pretty serious, falls, and just keeps going. And I don't ever want her to fall again. And that's why I have her here. I want to, keep an eye on her until we get her the right care, and I love her. I love her to death. Hey, Information Man Show. Peace and respect. Hey, brother. What's going on, dude? Thank you so much for being here. Never lose faith, folks. Well, let me just share this. Mr. Unknown, as a YouTuber out here, I've known about for several years, and many people, know about Mr. Unknown, at least through the communities that, I've been a part of. And he's also a part of our Coach Eli moderator group chat now. And we were chatting it up behind the scenes regarding what happened to my lady. I was making the people behind the scenes aware that, hey, everything's okay. And, I love my woman. I'm going down to pick her up. And, what happened earlier on the stream, like I said, my lady made me aware. I cut off the stream. I started walking off the trail as I was talking with her. And I told her, okay, I got to go back on the air and just make everyone aware what's going on. And then I'm going to call you on my way home, and then I'm going to come pick you up. And, I went back live on the air. I explained what was going on. After the stream ended, we were chatting it up, and, Mr. Unknown, I mean, everybody was very kind, Holly and Cam and Sandra Palacio and the rest of the people that, are connected, with us behind the scenes through the Coach Eli Facebook moderator group chat. But one of the most noteworthy things that meant the most to me came from Mr. Unknown. And I'm not trying to discredit what the women are saying. I mean, women are naturally going to be, more empathetic in situations like these. And men, I'm not saying they don't have any empathy, but men typically don't show as much empathy, right? But, Mr. Unknown, I don't know if you're going to see this or not. I doubt you're here live, but Mr. Unknown, I really thank you for your kind words. He left a voice message in the chat, and he said, Eli, I don't know what these people are saying about you. They talk all this shit about you, and here you are, your woman, had an accident, and you just go and you take care of her, and you're just being a really cool dude about it, and you're communicating with us what's going on. And I'm like, man, I see the real you. I see who you really are. I don't believe what these people are saying about you, And look, I appreciate that. I'm not saying I'm a saint. I've made mistakes, and some of the things that these people have said about me, are true. I mean, we all have made mistakes, right? But I'm not an emotionally unstable man. I'm not an abuser or anything. I am very empathetic, and I love everyone. I love the world. And when I am in love with a woman, I love hard. And my woman loves hard too. And Mr. Unknown, what you said in the chat really made my night. Ladies, I appreciate what you said too, but when a man comes out and gives praise to another man for standing up for his woman and being there for his woman and going there to her rescue, that's masculine energy. That is. But see, a lot of guys nowadays, if they were to come across a woman like myself that's had some, chronic health issues, they wouldn't have given her the time of day. I knew about my lady's health issues from the very beginning that I met her, or when I met her. And I'm not going to lie, at first it was like, how do I handle this? Like, I love her. I love this woman. She's amazing. She's beautiful. She's fun to be with. I thought about it. I'm like, how do I handle this? And then, you know what? After, a few more dates back in the early days when I was just wondering, how do I handle this? I sat there and I'm like, I'm a man. I was made for this. This is what I'm supposed to do. And even though I've never been married, I do believe in marriage vows. And this is the woman I am going to marry, sometime over the next year or so. And I started thinking about marriage vows and what the marriage vows state, in sickness and in health, okay? In good times and bad, in sickness and in health, till death do us part. And that's what carried me through this, because I've never been with a woman, that has had these types of chronic issues. Thank you, Nashville. Prayers for your lady. Thank you so much. And Ricardo says, sorry to hear about her fall and that sort of nonsense with medical records is why I don't do doctors and hospitals. From 1950s through 2019, the third most common cause of death was medical accidents / negligence. No, you're right. You're right. And that's what I think, shortened my father's life. He had some back surgeries done at one of the most renowned hospitals in the world, Stanford Hospital, here in the Bay Area in Palo Alto, California. It's a few cities south of Redwood City where I live. And yeah, even Stanford doctors make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, and you're right. You're right, man. You're right. We're at 38 minutes, so we're going to wrap this up in about 7 minutes here. But, what Mr. Unknown said in the chat, bro, I tip my hat to you, dude. I tip my hat to you. It's very touching. To me, it shows maturity. It shows strength, mental and emotional strength. It shows empathy and kindness, right? And it's really great when another man backs up another man, just like Mr. Unknown did for me, because nowadays all you're seeing is men kicking down other men for being good, kind souls, especially to their women. I told Mr. Unknown behind the scenes, I said, oh, Jesus. Hold on. Hold on. I thought I heard my lady. I'm sending her a text to see if she's okay. All right, let me go check. I'll be right back. I'm going to play one song here. I will be right back. We are back live. I think we're going through okay. Yeah, I'm going through here. All right. Yeah, I just went to go check on my lady. I heard her, and she was having a hot flash. Oh, man, and I opened up the window for her to cool her down a bit. It's fortunate for me. When I networked in the real world for my insurance business, I met a lady that was in her 50s going through menopause, and she became the expert on hot flashes, and she was running this meetup for women called Hot Flash Women or something like that. I can't remember what it was called. And she spoke at my event. I think I still have that video publicly available, either on my older, way old YouTube channel called Elias Melas, or my Genuine Networking Association GNA, YouTube channel. And I'll probably even share that link on my community tab, and I'll probably refresh that, or review that video and refresh what was said on there. But yeah, I learned a lot about hot flashes, and now I'm dealing with it in real time. And yeah, it's not easy, but just got to be there for your lady. Just got to pay attention. And, if she's hot flashing, try to cool her down, and that's all you can do. If it gets really bad and you have to go to the hospital, you got to do what you got to do. Ricardo says, just make sure she didn't get a concussion, because even football athletes have a limit of how many they can get before permanent damage sets in. And I would assume that limit threshold is lower in women. Yeah, no, that's why we're going to, we're going to go to the urgent care or emergency room tomorrow, and get that checked out. I think she's going to be just fine. She's very, very coherent. But we're going to get it checked out. I got to wrap this up, folks, here. And my lady wants me in bed there because, she's not feeling too well with the hot flashes. And I want to go and comfort her. But, yeah, day 14 of the 30-day positivity challenge, folks. You know what? You should never, ever lose faith, first of all, in yourself. And second of all, you should never, ever lose faith in others. No matter, how crazy some people are or how bad they may treat you, right? You should always have faith in humanity that anyone can turn their lives around. I'll come out and wrap up by saying this. I was on a live stream earlier today with Mr. Unknown on his channel. Now, I think he put the stream to private. I don't know why he put it to private. I thought it was a really, really good stream. I'd actually love to get a copy of that because I just thought it was well done. I thought myself and Mr. Unknown and he had this guy on. He calls himself Fat Dan, we had a great conversation, and we had another guest come on, a woman. I'm not gonna mention her name. She's a woman from a group of people that doesn't really like me too much, and no matter how kind I am or how nice I am, I can't do anything right when it comes to this group of people. I just can't do anything right. I can't. So, it was just a great show. She came on after I left, and then she started talking smack about me, and I said, okay, let me just go on there and just, try to be reasonable with her. I went back on there. I didn't attack her. I didn't yell at her. I was cool and calm, and she got triggered and she rage quit. Interestingly enough, that same group of people there was another dude reviewing the stream, later on, and he was saying that this woman destroyed me. I don't understand this. It's like I wasn't even trying to destroy her, and I don't even look at it as her trying to destroy me. It was a conversation. She got triggered because we had a difference of opinion, and then she rage quit. And so how does that, make her come off like she won some debate? And I wasn't even debating her. I was just having a civil conversation, or trying to have a civil conversation with her, right? But yeah, no, it was a good stream, and hopefully Mr. Unknown puts it back to public at some point. If not, just go and type in Mr. MR period UNKNOWN, and you'll find both of his channels. Subscribe to his channels. Bang the bell, select all notifications, because him and I are going to be doing a bunch of collaborations and I'm going to be interviewing him soon here on this channel here, Coach Eli 2. More than likely later this week, I'm also going to be interviewing Pastor Mill. Really, really good guy. I believe he's in Canada. And, him and I have known each other for quite some time. And, he's a positive content creator. And, he is trying to help out some of these negative channels become more positive. And, they continue to attack him. And I want to, get him on, center stage here and represent him in the proper way. He's a really, really good guy. So that's coming up later this week. And tomorrow, day 15 of the 30-day positivity challenge will happen, more than likely from a walk after I come back from taking my lady to the hospital. If we're at the hospital longer than we expect, and it gets too dark to do a stream from a walk, a mobile stream from a walk, then I will do day 15 of the Positivity Challenge here from the studio. So all is well. I'm going to go and get some rest and snuggle up with my lady and be there for her. And we'll keep you all posted, tomorrow. That being said, have yourselves a good one. Did I get everything? Yes. Have yourselves a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.